Well, what has religion ever done to me? I'm Catholic. Does that answer your question? I'm a relatively late convert to Catholicism. Uh, in my late 30s, so I could marry a South American lady in a South American church. Uh, right motivation, wrong. And for 6 months, I attended a wonderful little Catholic church in South London. The priest clearly had a thing for South American girls and very supportive of my actions, and he blessed me, did the oil, did the candle. I said my Hail Marys. I got a certificate of baptism. Opened my mind to the idea of faith. And after this certificate, went across to Brazil. Met a member of the Catholic Church of the state of Alagoas in Brazil. And said, right, I'd like to marry this lady in this church. Here is my certificate of baptism. And he just went, yeah, you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was like, whoa. I was like, I've opened my idea here, faith. And he's like, no, you got to pay or you don't get married, church. And it was a bit, well, it was the last straw. 24 hours before we were due to get married, we had to move it from a religious to a civil ceremony. We were going to have a civil reception anyway, so the civil reception suddenly became the focus of everything. But the marriage went ahead, and I lived in Brazil for many years. I'm sure the way the Catholic Church, well, paying the tithes of the Catholic Church keeps the people poor. That's my objection. If the Catholic Church wasn't there taking half the money to build bright yellow churches, they wouldn't be quite so poor. The Catholic Church. Anyway, I left Brazil in due course, returned to the UK, came here, and had, as I described in my introductory video, the disagreement with the Scientologists below. Just that didn't happen overnight. For a year, he was just the chap that lived downstairs, and then all of a sudden, I was the devil. He was calling the police nightly. He was striking the floor of this room to keep me awake in the early hours. And then when I objected, called the police and said I was. I think you can imagine it was a hellish situation. And I'm very, very pleased to say that Scientologist, as I say, he's gone. That story's over. But so having clashed with the Catholic Church and with Scientologists, I've never argued with a Hindu or a Buddhist. It's not my nature to argue. But Jehovah's Witnesses, I mean, here in the UK, they're often seen as the acceptable face of cults. Yeah, they're pleasant. They go door to door. That enough should be reasons to object. But I have here an email. A chap, I told you I play chess and I was communicating with him, and I then found out he was Jehovah's Witness. Let me quote directly from him. You, of course, can and will believe what you will, but Jehovah's Witnesses are the only true religion on the earth and are completing the greatest work in the history of man, and it would be a shame if you missed out on that message. Because when it is done, the whole system of things will be wiped from existence, and the earth will be a paradise as originally purposed, filled with perfect humans who have the opportunity to live forever. Forgive my typing and spelling, I'm sure I made some mistakes, but this little window goes by so fast, so I didn't catch them. Jehovah's Witnesses want to wipe the current structure for mankind off the earth too, and they're the nice chaps. Twice in this last week, I've had people knock at the door, Quakers, Mormons. Have you read the Bible? Yes! Have you read other books? So And one can't object to a religious person in public about their religion because you're seen as attacking it, and somehow that's seen as discrimination. But one can hear quietly on YouTube say, well, all of you, Catholics, Anglicans, Muslims, Jehovah's Witnesses, Scientologists, and the other 4,000, well, you're wrong. You're wrong, wrong, wrong. Your gods don't exist. So I can say that here to you people now. Just as long as you know, that's the important thing. Carry on!